Hi everyone, welcome to Strength Unplugged. I, Dr. Sangeeta Sharma, founder of Strength Unplugged, a fitness space dedicated to improving women's strength, stamina, self-confidence and self-esteem. Today, in honor of International Women's Day, we will be diving into some crucial factors and issues which women these days are facing. First and foremostly is their bone health and their hormonal issues. So here we have our first guest, Dr. Akash Tiwari, a renowned orthopedic surgeon, a consultant surgeon in Prime Care 360, Fortis Hospital, D.Y. Patil Hospital, Surya Hospital and Cloud9 Hospital and many more renowned hospitals in Navi Mumbai. Okay, doctor, I would like to ask you first question. Why are women more prone to joint pain than men?
Okay, so I will tell you in very simple words. Women are built differently than men. The first things first is the kind of bone and joints women have. They are very different from men. They have narrower bones, smaller bones. Hence, the chances of getting bone problems is more in women. The second thing which I would want to tell you is the hormonal problems which women face. So there is a problem called osteoporosis, which women face. That is because of estrogen, the hormone which is released by women, and it gets lesser during the course of time. So that is one of the main problems which women face, and the bone and the joints, they get weaker. Third problem is the kind of build. The build is very different in men and women. They've got wider hips and they've got, there's something called as a Q angle. So they've got a broader hip, so the angle, there's a lot of pressure on the bones. So that also causes weakening of the bones. So all these factors, which there are many factors, there are sedentary lifestyle and there's hormonal imbalances. There are a lot of factors wherein women tend to have weaker bones than men.
Okay, doctor, I would like to ask you, at what age should women start focusing on their bone health?
So, ma'am, let me be very honest. There is no specific age. When you're a child, when you turn from a teenager, there is a lot of bone growth. So the maximum time that the maximum amount of bone, it increases during your teenage. So there are a lot of things which women should take care of. They should eat well, they should have all the dietary requirements. Then the bone gets to strengthen. So specific age I won't be able to tell you, but I can tell you one thing, that after the age of 30, 35, women start to lose a lot of bone because of, like I said, the hormonal imbalances. The estrogen levels tend to start falling because of all the factors which we mentioned already. तो ऐसा होता है कि जब एस्ट्रोजन लेवल्स कम होने लगते हैं तो बोन हेल्थ पे ध्यान देना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी होता है. हम इसको बहुत सारी चीज़ों से we can counter that. पहला चीज़ है मेडिकेशंस, डाइटरी सप्लीमेंट्स, एक्सरसाइजेस. ये सारी चीज़ों से बोन स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ता है एंड बोन लॉस कम होता है. सो there is no specific age, but women should start taking care of their bones, especially when they are 30, 35, 40. उसमें सबसे ज़्यादा requirement होती है.
Okay, doctor, I would like to ask you another question. Most common orthopedic issues which you encounter women are facing?
So I see a lot of, since I'm working at almost a government hospital, I see a lot of women coming to me with a lot of problems. मतलब एक स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट आउट नहीं कर सकता हूँ, बट बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स में से जो मोस्ट कॉमन प्रॉब्लम्स है मैं आपको उसके बारे में बताता हूँ. सबसे पहले देयर इज अ वर्ड कॉल्ड ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस. ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस होता है, देयर इज वीकनिंग, लो बैक एक, नी पेन जिसको हम ऑस्टियोआर्थराइटिस कहते हैं. देन सर्वाइकल पेन पोस्चर के रिलेटेड होता है, और बैक पेन होता है, और प्लांटर फेशियाइटिस, नी हील पेन होता है. एंड लॉट ऑफ विमेन आर ऑन देयर फोन्स. तो मैंने ये भी देखा है कि फ्रोजन शोल्डर्स बहुत कॉमन है उसमें. रिस्ट पेन बहुत कॉमन है. जैसे एक चीज़ होती है कार्पल टनल सिंड्रोम, जो नर्व्स के एंट्रैपमेंट से होती है. रिस्ट पेन, एल्बो पेन, बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स है. बट द मेन इश्यूज विच आई सी इज प्रॉब्ली बहुत हड्डी में दर्द हो रहा है, वीक लग रहा है, फटीग इजीली हो जा रहा है. सो आई थिंक ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस, ऑस्टियोआर्थराइटिस, ये सारी चीज़ें बहुत ही कॉमन है वुमेन में.
Since doctor, we have discussed about the common orthopedic issues the women face, how does exercising regularly prevent and manage these issues?
Oh, exercises play a major role. मतलब लोग कहते हैं कि आप मेडिसिन लो आप सही हो जाओगे, आप रेगुलर वो करने लगो, न्यूट्रिशन खाने लगो, अच्छे से खाने लगो, आप ठीक हो जाओगे. बट मेरे हिसाब से जितना इम्पोर्टेंस न्यूट्रिशन का है उतना इम्पोर्टेंस एक्सरसाइज का भी है. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू मी देयर आर 3 थिंग्स विच रियली मैटर व्हेन इट कम्स टू वीक बोन्स एंड एवरीथिंग. उसको प्रिवेंट कैसे कर सकते हैं हम, लेमैन लैंग्वेज में बताऊंगा. फर्स्ट थिंग इज वेट ट्रेनिंग. वेट ट्रेनिंग, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि बहुत सारे डंबल्स उठाइए, बहुत सारी चीजें करिए, बट वेट ट्रेनिंग causes a phenomena that is called as a osteoblastic activity. Osteoblastic activity का layman में मतलब है bone forming cells. So जब bone में strength training आती है तो उसमें osteoblastic activity बढ़ती है, और जब वो बढ़ती है तो bone में strength आता है. So that is why strength training is weight bearing is very important. Second है strength training. Strength training में क्या होता है कि apart from bone we've got joints, we've got ligaments, we've got tendons. तो उसके स्ट्रेंथनिंग के लिए, ताकि वो बोन को होल्ड करके रखे, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो उसके लिए स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग इंपॉर्टेंट है. और तीसरी चीज है जो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी ट्रेनिंग होती है. ज्यादा जॉइंट स्टिफ हो जाने के वजह से क्या होता है कि बोन्स में मोबिलिटी कम हो जाती है. सो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी ट्रेनिंग इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो 3 थिंग्स: वेट बेयरिंग एक्सरसाइजेस almost 4 times a week, strength training almost 2 to 3 times a week, and flexibility training almost every day you can do it, but I would suggest 5 days a week is very important. इसमें आप डंबल्स कर सकते हैं, इसमें आप योगा कर सकते हैं, पिलाटेस कर सकते हैं, कोर पे काम कर सकते हैं. there are a lot of things, but exercise really plays a major role in your bone strengthening.
Lastly, I would like to ask you, doctor, how does menopause affect our bone and joint health?
So, like I've already said, there is a lot of hormonal issues going on. तो उसमें सबसे most important hormone is your estrogen. The moment a woman reaches 30-35 age, she starts losing a lot of estrogen. Estrogen is one binding hormone which is very important for calcium absorption, vitamin D absorption, which strengthens your bone. तो जैसे ही वो उसका लेवल कम होने लगता है वैसे ही absorption कम होने लगता है. So that is the reason why after menopause estrogen hormone ना होने के वजह से या कम होने के वजह से we've got lot of bone loss, bone formation नहीं हो पाती है and all of those things. So इस वजह से weakening शुरू हो जाती है.
How do we tackle this issue?
So ma'am, there are multiple things. जैसे मैंने आपको कहा था, there are एक चीज पे फोकस नहीं रखना है. There are multiple things that we can do. So medications, yes, I'm not denying the fact that medications are not important. लेकिन आजकल सब लोग एक ही चीज के बारे में बात करते हैं, which is कैल्शियम ले लो आप ठीक हो जाओगे, विटामिन डी ले लो आप ठीक हो जाओगे. But no one focuses on this thing that calcium and vitamin D are essential for our body, but वो absorb कैसे होंगे बॉडी में? वो absorb होंगे दो तीन और चीजें हैं जो मैं एड्रेस करना चाहूंगा. वो है the vitamin K levels. Vitamin K is also one of the important factors, and magnesium levels. So आप ले रहे हो कैल्शियम, ले रहे हो विटामिन डी, ले रहे हो, very good, but for them to absorb into the bone, absorb into the body, the intake of magnesium and vitamin K are very important. They help absorb the calcium in the bone, and that makes the bone stronger. So that is medications. Medications में calcium, जैसे general calcium intake almost 1000 milligrams per day a woman requires that. Probably that is pre-menopause, or post-menopause almost 1200 milligrams per day. अगर vitamin D की बात करें तो she requires somewhere around 600 international units per day of vitamin D before menopause. After menopause she requires probably more, जैसे 800 international units हो गए. Apart from these, अपना zinc, magnesium and vitamin K are also essential nutrients जो उन्हें लेने चाहिए. That is medications. Nutrition wise, I wouldn't get into the details. Nutrition में सब कुछ लेना चाहिए which absorb, which have calcium and vitamin D. And third is exercise. So combination of these three therapies can actually help prevent bone loss or bone जैसे osteoporosis हो गया, जैसे bone weakness जो होता है, these three things can tackle it.
Okay, I thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. I think we got a very beautiful insight into about women's health and women's bone and joint health with incredible knowledge with Dr. Akash Tiwari. Hope everybody will follow these lines and take into consideration these fitness tips and follow a healthier and fitter lifestyle.
Namaste, I'm Dr. Ashwini. I'm a gynecologist working in Navi Mumbai. I got my post-graduation degree from London and then I came back here and I'm in this gynecological field since last 13 years and now I'm associated with Prime Care 360 in Seawoods. Also, I run a small nursing home in Nehru Sector 11, that is Anand Hospital. Also, I'm doing freelancing in many other hospitals, some are government and some are corporate.
Okay, let's welcome our second guest, Dr. Ashwini Suhas, a renowned gynecologist practicing in Navi Mumbai since past 13 years. So, welcome to you, Dr. Ashwini Suhas.
Thank you.
Okay, doctor, I would like to ask you, what role do hormone plays in women's overall health right from puberty to menopause?
Yeah, that's a very nice question. And let me tell you, every woman is almost a toy at the hormones' hands. And the woman's reproductive years, they start from puberty and they end by menopause. So from puberty, the main hormones, the main female hormones, which are estrogen and progesterone, they start developing. They go on building themselves up. So if you consider a 30 days menstrual cycle, the first half of the cycle, the estrogen will peak. So when it peaks, when it surges, that time ovulation happens. So the egg ruptures basically, and after that the progesterone starts the building of the uterine lining and all for a potential pregnancy. If potential pregnancy is not there, or if the pregnancy doesn't happen, then the progesterone level, it drops, and then the menstruation starts. So basically 30 days of this cycle, you are almost playing at the hands of estrogen and progesterone. Now there are other few hormones like the growth hormone, and there are other few hormones like leptin and ghrelin. These hormones, they are getting secreted when you have hunger, that time the ghrelin, when you have the complete satiety, that is leptin, and other hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline when you exercise, cortisol when you are under stress. So these are few hormones to tell.
I'd like to ask you that why are so many women encountering PCOS these days? You know, they're coming with PCOS problems, and everybody, almost every third or fourth young girl or young ladies are facing these problems.
Very true, very true. So basically, PCOS is a kind of condition. It's not a disease, to tell you frankly. It has certain genetic predisposition. Also, the family history matters. If somebody from your family has PCOS before, you can have the PCOS then. So what happens is mainly sedentary lifestyle, then lack of exercises, increased levels of stress, and then you have the increased addition of chemicals or the preservatives in your food. Because even in agriculture, if you are having the plant-based food, still you can have these chemicals in your food, because the agriculture industry, they are using chemicals in a larger scale. So yes, the PCOS is increasing. Another factor to this is there is increased awareness, and many a times this condition can get overdiagnosed.
So I would like to ask you, how do we tackle PCOS, since people are coming with so much problem with PCOS? How do we tackle this issues?
Yeah. So first thing what I'll say is you have to lose that sedentary lifestyle. You have to keep yourself active. Like how we say 150 minutes a week is the the protocol or the offered lifestyle, exercise lifestyle for women or in general for anybody. So 150 minutes a week is almost like 30 to 40 minutes per day, and even if you are taking 1 or 2 days holiday in a week. So whatever activity you want, like walking, going to the gym, doing strength training or swimming, whatever you like, cycling,
Any
you can
kind
do
of
that.
physical
Any
activity
kind
or
of physical
physical
activity. Basically, you should be enjoying that activity. If you're not enjoying, you won't be able to sustain it. That is one part. Second thing, you should be taking care of your nutrition, because a lot of processed food is having chemicals, and because of that, the hormones, leptin hormones and all, they are increasing a lot, and because of that, obesity is happening literally. So I'll say come down to your roots and go on a natural and plant-based food.
Okay. Since these days we are seeing that the pubertal age has decreased from 12 to 13, which initially the girls were facing, now to 9 to 10. Young
Right.
girls are having their puberty, onset of puberty. So how do we tackle these young girls, help in tackling these issues? Should parents be involved in that? And how because see, that is a very tender age. They are not knowing what to do and all. And how to guide them to a proper regime or life at that initial stage, which they can follow throughout their life. So what do you have a take on this, doctor?
Yeah. So what we say is, because by 12 or 13 they have certain kind of maturity, but now since the age, as you rightly said, has come down to 9, the parents and the teachers, they have to get actively involved in how to mentor the child to develop her daily 24-hour schedule or her routine. So basically, maintaining her proper sleep regimen. Like these days, kids, they keep on watching TV or they are on screen for longer times. That should be avoided. Processed food or junk food, that should be avoided. Then exercises, you have to keep the whole family active in some or the other activity which you can enjoy together. And by doing all these small things, as we say, the kids, they don't follow your advice, they follow your example. So by example, we should be doing exercises regularly, and in our kitchen we should be keeping only healthy foods, not putting all the processed or chemical foods, or the
stocking your fridges with all junk and all
exactly.
Yes.
And like how we are talking about hormones now, we should increase this awareness. टॉक टू पेरेंट्स इन ए लैंग्वेज, जैसे हम लोग अभी इंग्लिश में बात कर रहे हैं, जिस किसी को नहीं समझ में आता, हम लोग उससे हिंदी में बात कर लें, उनको बता दें उनकी तरफ से, उनके वर्ड्स में, कि इस हार्मोन से ये होता है, इस टाइम पे ये होगा, तो इस टाइम पे आपका एक्टिविटी कैसा होना चाहिए, आपका लाइफस्टाइल कैसा होना चाहिए. या अगर स्ट्रेस आ रहा है तो यू शुड हैव इमोशनल कनेक्शन और बॉन्डिंग विद योर किड.
एक प्रॉपर सपोर्ट सिस्टम होना जरूरी है. व्हाट यू मीन?
Yes,
no matter what age you are and whether what phase you are in life, if you have a good support system, you will sail through easily through that.
Exactly. So in this, yoga, exercises, meditation, even meditation, people think it is a very big word and it is a very hectic job. Nothing like that. So you just have to be aware of your breath. और ये हम छोटे बच्चों को सिखा सकते हैं, आराम से सिखा सकते हैं, बस 5 या 10 मिनट. बट इट गिव्स देम अ बेटर ब्रेथ कंट्रोल, और उसकी वजह से उनको अपने माइंड पे या जो भी थॉट्स चल रहे हैं, रैंडम थॉट्स, उस पर कंट्रोल आ जाता है. एंड दे स्टार्ट बिलीविंग इन यू कि इनको समझ रहा है मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. ठीक है. सो यू हैव टू लिसन मोर टू योर किड्स. तो आपके प्रॉब्लम्स का सारा सोल्यूशन वो ही शायद खुद ही बता दे आपको. सो दैट वे प्यूबर्टी कैन बी हैंडल्ड वेरी नाइसली इफ यू आर टुगेदर ऑन दैट. या.
Okay, doctor, I would like to ask you, there are many women or young ladies who have this question in their mind. Should they be doing exercising or doing their workouts during their menstrual cycle or during their periods? So what do you think? What is your take on that?
Okay. So basically, if you are going for rigorous exercises, the menstrual blood flow might increase. But if you are doing in moderate activity like light exercises, some Pilates or yoga or stretching exercises, it can actually help in relieving the muscle cramps that you have. It can help build your core strength, and the abdominal muscles will become strong, and that way the pain will reduce, and you might need less pain medications for that matter. So I will advise light to moderate activity during your menstrual cycles. Yeah.
Okay, doctor, let's finish this one with one last question with you. See, premenopausal phase, as we say, that is before they hit their menopause, there are 4-5 years, or rather 5 to 6 years, depending on women's own genetics and hereditary system. So there are a lot of issues. They might be having, bleeding for 1.5 months and so on and so forth, and not having their menstrual cycle for 6 or 7, 8 months.
Right.
So ladies who are menstrual bleeding for 1.5 months, so what is your advice? What should be they doing? What physical activity they should be following? Should they be doing something to overcome that situation?
Yeah. So whenever a woman is bleeding abnormally, like how you are telling me, it seems abnormal to me. So what I'll do is I'll get through all her investigations. I'll first diagnose what she's suffering from, and then if it's treatable, I'll treat it first, and then I'll go on a rehabilitation program for her. If at all she is bleeding, naturally no other parameters are hampered, like the hemoglobin or her blood counts are all normal, and she is maintaining a normal level of stamina, then she can very well go for physical activity. Again, she has to start slow and go from light exercises to moderate, and then if she wants, she can build up further. So basically in menopause, as we normally say, the lack of estrogen, then leptin increases, because of which you tend to have more hunger, and somehow your activity is decreasing, and that's why you are gaining weight. So to tackle all these problems, you have to have an active lifestyle during your menopause, as well as you have to manage your stress. Again, if you see the perimenopausal women, they start having dry vagina or hot flashes, then they will be having night sweats. So all these problems are because your body temperature is kind of rising. So you can have cold showers at night, then you can have your AC temperature around like 22 or 21, and then have blindfold curtains, which you can have a peaceful sleep in your house. And generally you should have a maintained sleep schedule, like you have to go to sleep at a regular time and get up at a regular time. That helps synchronize your circadian rhythm. So somehow आपका पूरा sleep cycle या पूरा आपका जो 24 hours है, they start falling in place if you are dealing with it, like बेसिक जो आपकी नीड्स है, स्लीप, न्यूट्रिशन और आपका एक्सरसाइज, बस ये 3 ही फैक्टर है जिसकी वजह से आप ये सारे हार्मोनल चेंजेस को आराम से फेस कर सकते हो. अगेन, मेडिकेशंस, वी आर देयर टू हेल्प यू ऑलवेज.
Thank you so much, doctor. I think all my audience, female audience and young audience, would be really grateful to Dr. Ashwini Suhas for giving us such a beautiful insight about hormones and women health. So please do follow a fitter and a healthier lifestyle. Happy Women's Day to everyone.